Friday night sports show, North Central footy. End of home and away matches is done and dusted to round 16. 4 teams drop out. Dale Hinkley joins us. His team hasn't dropped out. The Birchip Watcham Bulls are going to play finals, and he's with us now. G'day, Dale. How you going?
Yeah, going well this week, Wayne. Pretty exciting on the eve of first week of finals.
I reckon you'd be more excited about the rain that just fell across your canola crops out there. I mean, you couldn't be any happier, you farmers.
Yeah, I think across the wider district in the North Central, there was some good falls. 10 to 20 mil across the region, Flowman. So yeah, we're pretty grinning with smiles widely. Yeah,
and grinning because when it rains just before a footy weekend, you get that feeling you're allowed to go to the footy on Saturday when you're actually not playing. So you blokes are going to be watching, but of course you got your twos, your reserves running around. So you get to sort of feel like you shouldn't be on the farm doing jobs around the farm, don't you?
Yeah, no, we'll be everyone will be going down there in full support. We've got a few grades in there tomorrow down at Donald. So yeah, it's going to be exciting and a big turnout, I think.
A big turnout at the Donald Recreation Reserve, the back of the Richardson River. The train line goes across there. It's disused these days, but a great opportunity for folk to get in and see some good footy. But we're going to go to last week first. Wedderburn beat Witcherproof 12-14 to 7-15. And I know that we both thought Witchy could end up with a win at the end of the season, but they were beaten by Wedderburn, who brought some good players back into their side.
Yeah, they did, Flowman. I got this one wrong. I thought Witchy might have on the winners list for the last game of the home and away season. But yeah, it was Wedderburn too good in this one over the 4 quarters. They kicked. They were pretty even at quarter time, and then they managed to kick away at every break after that. And Mitchell McEwen was named best on ground. He's a recruit we haven't spoken about this year, Flowman. He's come across from Leachville, Gumbower. Which you know quite well through your nephew, and he's a really hard in and under player who they'll be looking to get a lot of ball through him this weekend against Sea Lake.
Yeah, I tell you what, he is a good player. Big Surrett is a good player in your side, and he played at Colburn Abbott in the same Heathcote League, and he has led the way in the 13-13-91 win over Boort 4-5-29. The Fridge. He got cold on board and made sure that the coldies went your way.
It was a pretty wet day again last Saturday across the league. We ended up 10-goal win in those conditions. So Coach Trev Ryan was pretty happy with our efforts, and we're just happy to get through unscathed, and looking forward to having the break this weekend and watch 3 and 4 go at it.
Yeah, the 2 Hinkley boys that were mentioned there, so good on the 2 Hinkley boys for playing some good football and not a bad day out. Boort tried hard, but were no match for the Raging Bulls, and it was a big win for Donald over their adversary Sanana at 15-12, 102 to 4-10-34, and up at Sanana, I actually thought probably the conditions are a lot wetter up there too, but they'd probably take a 10-goal loss given the difference between those two sides.
They would, the Saints, at home for the last time for the year. They had a good second quarter. I'm not sure if there was a bit of a strong breeze to one end down there, Flowman, but they'd be pretty happy with their efforts against, obviously, Donald, who are the prime team and in really good form at the moment. So, they'd be quite happy, and some of their familiar players played quite well again, in Mitch Bissell and Jack Tillage. He's been a really good player for the Saints, and Donald, obviously, again, top 2, Ross Young and Brody Haddo having great seasons for them, as well as a few other recruits we've mentioned about, and they'll be pretty happy to be having a bit of a break this weekend and freshen up for the next week.
I will be having a look at Sea Lake and Daly. They didn't worry about weather conditions. Kicked 30 goals, 21, 201 to Charlton, 2 goals, 3-15. It was a blowout. Will Simpson booted 8 goals, and they share them around. Billy McGuinness with 4 and Ellis 4 and Summerhays 4. A demolition, which we probably did expect, but at the end of the day, the Sea Lake and Daly Tigers are probably more thinking about this week.
Yeah, they will be. They'll be solely focused on the Wedderburn Redbacks tomorrow. Sitting third, and they've obviously the last 2 encounters against them, they've had pretty healthy wins. So they're positioned quite well on the mental edge there, and they'll be just hopefully looking to put that out on the park tomorrow.
Certainly will be. Now, before we get to the big games at Donald on the weekend at the knockout first semi-finals, we've got the Feeney Medal this Wednesday night. Now, Dale, there's been some stars in your club, but there's also been some ripping performances in Sea Lake and in Donald. But could the medal come from a player from any of the clubs that are not in the finals race? I'm just thinking of one guy right now that could poll well outside of those top three sides.
Yeah, certainly. I think, people across the league would familiarise with Jed Hommelhoff. I think, he's had a good season with the Witchproof Narraport Demons. Really good ball user, both sides of his feet, good in the air, good on the ground. So, I'm expecting him to poll pretty well, as a few other players around the league will too.
All right, okay. From Sea Lake and Daly, they've got just a star-studded lineup. Austin Mertz had a very good first half of the season, will poll well earlier. So will, I think, the Trent Donnan could be right up there amongst it from that club.
Yeah, agree there. Trent and Mertz polled pretty well all season, and then Brody Weir and Brody Adcock polled quite well for Sea Lake in the second half as well. So whether they pinch a few votes off the midfielders, we'll wait and see.
Yeah, and of course over to the Donald Royal Blues, and Haddo's had an incredible second half of the year, and I think he could be right up there come the end of the vote count. But Ross Young will poll some votes in the games that he's played, and they've had some really good performances right across their side, and it's hard to, maybe they're so even, we won't see the winner come from Donald.
Yeah, they've got a really good spread. Ross Young always polls quite well, and in any league he's a star, so he'll get a few, no doubt. And then I'm probably tipping Riley Barrack in the performances that he played throughout the year. He'd be one to probably watch out for.
All right, and at the Birchip Watchin Bulls, who will get the most votes from out of your club, do you think?
I think the big man, Lockie Surrett, he's had an outstanding year again. Doesn't look to be ageing, and mobile ruckman. Yeah, certainly happy to have him in our club, and performing well, and he'll have a big final series.
All right, there's a big Gaffini medal count night. It is at Charlton's Club Rooms on Wednesday night. Let's have a look at finals football action and across the grades. It is Sea Lake and Daly and the seniors taking on Wedderburn. Wedderburn could surprise, but I got a feeling that on the big wide expanses of Donald, they might just favour Sea Lake and Daly.
Yeah, I agree, Flowman. It's been 3 years now since our last final series, so everyone across the league in all sports and all grades will be eager to rock up tomorrow down there at Donald. And this one in the seniors, Sea Lake, obviously they're still the defending champs from 2019. They'll be going in as favourites, no doubt. And they've got a 2-love record against the Redbacks, as we mentioned earlier. Sam coach, so Redbacks coach Sam Barnes, he'll be looking for his Redbacks to buy into his game plan, and I think that they could be a real chance and a genuine threat to the Tigers. However, they've been battling with a few injuries throughout the season with big-bodied pair Ben DeRouge and Adam Postle, who does look to be named this week at full-back for the Redbacks. Also Tigers have got some handy inclusions coming in this week with Adcock with a hand injury, was rested last week, as well as Delmenico and Trent Donnan returned to the midfield to bolster up them there. So, I believe that, they'll be probably too strong, and it'll be won and lost in the midfield, this one, Flowman, and I think the Tigers will get home by 3 or 4 goals.
All right, Birchip Watcham in the reserves take on Wedderburn. Wedderburn have got both sides in. That means that you've got to name the 21 in each, and it makes it a bit harder. Birchip Watcham would have some that come back that might have some senior experience. So I'm going to tip the Bulls here to get over Wedderburn. Yeah,
I hope so as well, Flowman. There's on the ladder position in the reserves in the North Central. The reserves boys, Birchip Watcham, that is, finished 5 games ahead of the Redbacks. In that sort of statistic, they're a long way ahead. So hopefully the boys can get up. And from the last encounter a couple of weeks ago, they looked to have too much leg speed and grunt around the ball. And Matt Rickard's one to watch tomorrow. He's a sort of a mobile ruckman and playing outstanding football for the club. And really looking forward to see how the boys go tomorrow.
Okay, you've got your lads in the 17s and they take on Charlton. What a game of footy this promises to be. We've got the Bull Boys in the green taking on the Navy Blues.
It is, and last time the Charlton Navy Blues played our under-17 Flowman, they actually won by 15 points they jump-started the boys by 15 points in the first quarter, and that's pretty much where it stayed for the rest of the game. So, yeah, in this one, it'll be a close encounter. Whoever can run all day, I suppose, and carry the ball in these sort of conditions that it's going to be wet underfoot will go a long way to winning, and hopefully it's the Bulls by a couple of Flowmen.
Bort take on St Arnaud in the Under-14s Uniting Church sponsored competition, and it looks like going to be a very interesting game between these two clubs.
Yeah, it will be. They'll be kick-starting the day down there between the Saints and Bort. Yeah, so I'm really looking forward to this one as well. I think that it'll be the Saints' day from more reports from Coach Berkey. He said that they've got really good depth and, they're really tall across the ground. So, yeah, in that stat, I think that the Saints will win just by a close margin.
Yeah, they won that last time in round 14, not too long ago. Back then, they won 9-9 to 4-1 at Bort. So I think you've hit spot on. The St Arnaud look favoured there, but the finals football is a different kettle of fish. It is a good opportunity to have a look at North Central. There's netball and hockey on too. A lot of excitement. I liked what you said a bit earlier about the fact that football finals are back. It's 3 years, and it's a long time for folk to not experience the joy of winning a finals game, Dale. So very important for the psyche of the local area.
Yeah, it is. It's great to have it back, and getting everyone in the sporting grounds around the league in springtime. It's really good to watch, and really good social aspect to it as well. Flowman, and in big games. Yeah, it's always the experience that tend to stand up and lead the way. So it'll be exciting day tomorrow for all grades.
All right, great stuff. You mentioned my nephew earlier and the connection with the Heathcote Footy League and the big fridge who played over there at Colbanaban. And nephew Tyler won back-to-back medals in the BNF in the Heathcote and District medal count that happened on Wednesday night. I'm pretty proud of that, I can tell you. So thanks for bringing his name into the program and enabling me to let everyone know about his big win in the medal. And Dale, good to have your company tonight.
Thanks, Flyman.